Well, what I'm seeing, I've been to Iran, I've been to China. I think what happens is when you try to put something in the way of the internet to control it, it's like throwing a rock into the river. You could throw in more rocks, you can build a dam, but if the river swells, it goes around. It's all just damage to the internet, right? So whatever you end up doing in China or Iran, as you are building things, you're creating larger waves. So it's impossible to stop it. It's more like you have to put a boat on the internet and float, right? So the approach, I think, of governments, those kind of governments, to prevent what people are doing is backfiring. As you can see, of course, Iran, for example, has a very big young population. And they're all on Facebook now, right? And when there's political dissents, they're all organized on Facebook and Twitter and so on. So I think it's basically a hopeless undertaking is to try to control what people want to do. I mean, we're talking about 2.1 billion people already, 4.1 billion mobile phone users. What we need to find a way is to understand what they're doing and find a way to deal with what is actually happening, right? To educate people about what goes on, right? So I think China, in my view, I think the window is closing on control in the next few years.
Gerd, uma pergunta especificamente sobre o papel da internet como meio de comunicação política. Nós tivemos, por exemplo, nos Estados Unidos, um uso intenso na campanha do Obama. Esperamos que no Brasil, este ano, o Brasil deverá atingir 75 milhões de usuários de internet para as próximas eleições, que serão por volta de outubro, ou em outubro, e talvez um segundo turno. Qual é a sua opinião sobre a eficácia e que papel tem a internet realmente na Europa, por exemplo, na Alemanha, que é o seu país, por exemplo, como meio de comunicação política muito mais capilarizado e atingindo milhões de pessoas? Que papel tem a internet na sua visão?
Well, I think what we're seeing is that the internet is a medium of two-way communication. Right? Television, in most cases, or radio is a means of one-way communication. Right? So when you're using the internet as a means of communicating to your voters or to your fans, it's a two-way communication, right? So if Obama is twittering, he has to also respond, right? And that is the big difference. So if you're perceiving the internet as just another medium to push, you will not be successful, right? If you're using the medium as a means of conversation to create a following, an audience, right? But it takes a different person to do this, right? I mean, the reason that Bush didn't use the internet is not just because he doesn't like the internet, he's just not ready. Right? So he wasn't, the internet wasn't ready. So basically the whole misunderstanding about social media is that it's just about Twittering or Facebooking, right? Of course that's ridiculous, right? Because basically the internet is a substantial change of communication that involves a conversation, not a monologue. That involves a collaboration and some sort of joint effort, right? And that is the biggest difference in media, is that all previous media was built on pushing. Right? Now it's built on pulling. Right? And the business models have changed because all of a sudden I have to actually involve myself, I have to get engaged, right?
E como o senhor acha que a mídia tradicional, os jornais, a TV, os rádios, estão convivendo com esse novo modelo que exige não mais, então, simplesmente apresentar a notícia, mas se relacionar com quem recebe a notícia?
I think it's a huge opportunity for journalism, for writers, for professional people in the content space, because the noise on the internet is deafening. Right? There's so many things that are going on that we can't distinguish what's good and what's bad. There's so many people publishing. There's a new blog every, 13 seconds, right? A new video uploaded, 14 hours of video uploaded on YouTube every minute. How do you know what's good, right? You need curation, you need filtering, you need playlisting, you need advice, you need selection, right? So more than ever before, we have need for professional selection and curation. Right? That is the job of a journalist, right? That is the job of a writer or an artist or a cook, for that matter, right? You select. So I think the future model of journalism is about writing your own things, but also curating the environment, right? That is what broadcasting has always done, so you select, right? When you have 62 million songs that are published on the internet now, I mean, that are available for downloading, which ones do you choose? you don't have the time, right? Most people consume 40 songs a month. They want somebody to help them to make the choice, right? This is the opportunity for media to do this, right? And I think that the fact that the user is contributing or talking or sending stuff back does not change materially the question of selection and quality. The opposite is true, right? The more the noise, the more quality I want, right? So we're now living in a society to where it's more important to get relevant things than to just get anything, right? 10 years ago, any song that would be available for downloading, people download, right? Today, the kids don't download anymore because they wait to listen on the internet to see what's good, and then they download, right? So it's not a question of access, it's a question of selection.
A música hoje está na nuvem, que se chama de cloud computing, quer dizer, a computação em nuvem. Está disponível não só para download, para que se baixe a música para botar num tocador de MP3, no iPod, mas também para streaming, para você ouvir a hora que você quiser, no aparelho que você quiser. No seu livro Música 2.0, você fala que a música tende a deixar de ser um produto e passa a ser um serviço, como a água encanada, a energia elétrica, enfim, que são distribuídas para o consumidor usar e ele paga pelo volume de uso. Eu queria que você explicasse melhor como é que isso vai acontecer, como é que é o chamado modelo de negócios para isso, quem é que vai ganhar dinheiro com essa história. Mas antes eu queria que você me dissesse quando foi que você comprou o último CD de música, ou DVD, e quando é que você acha que o telespectador que está vendo a gente agora vai comprar o seu último CD ou DVD.
Well, I'm afraid to say the last CD I bought was a Joni Mitchell CD for the fifth time, a CD called Blue, Joni Mitchell album. I bought it for the fifth time because I keep on losing it, right? And this is one of the problems with old media, right, is that you keep on losing it, right? And that's one of the reasons why we had a bubble in CDs, because we buy again, right? I think that...
Quando foi isso? Quando foi?
When was it? Just last year. I'm not buying that many CDs. Last year, like in the summer or something, on vacation. So basically, I think what's happening is that if you're as old as I am, if you're not 15, you like copies, you like materials, you like products, you like books. Right? For kids today, content is a click. A song is a click on the link. Right? A book is a click. A movie is a click. A video is on YouTube. It's all a click. Right? It's basically not the act of copying. So if we are trying to sell copies, right, to people who are already just based on what I call the link economy, right, they don't actually download anymore. The whole discussion about illegal downloading is useless because it's not about downloading. It's about having access to music. Right? And clearly the way that things are moving, especially in Brazil, is we're heading into what I call a broadband culture. A culture that's based on connected people, right? Everybody knows that when people are connected to the internet and when they use the mobile phone, the GDP increases. The countries grow in value when you connect, right? That's pretty much true around the world, right?
Ou seja, o CD e o DVD,